We'll take a short break. When we return, we'll bring you the full package of the news. Welcome back to the news. We take our first development here where Finance Minister Augustine Pay Gafwan has strongly cautioned former Finance Minister Samuel Tuay against what he termed as a deliberate attempt to smear his hard-earned reputation. The caution follows allegation made by former Minister Toy last week in which he accused Minister Gafwan of authorizing the reallocation of the COVID-19 stimulus fund to the school feeding program. Minister Gafwan clarified that the reallocation was confirmed by him, but only after it was proposed by former Minister Toy during his tenure. Gafwan emphasized that the process was transparent and properly documented. He further revealed that the World Food Programme has recognized and supported the decision, channeling over 80% of the fund amounting to more than 900 million Liberian dollars into the government consolidated account. Minister Gafwan advised the former minister to concentrate on his ongoing corruption trial rather than resorting to public accusation aimed at damaging his character. The Liberia Revenue Authority has become the first government agency in Liberia to achieve full asset declaration compliance for its entire size. Speaking at a joint press conference at its headquarters, LRA Commissioner General James Dober Jalas said the move fulfills a 2015 board resolution requiring all employees from juntas to senior officials to declare their assets. He also announced that the next steps will include asset verification and lifestyle audit
And it's
in
important for us to
collaboration with
clarify
National
this to the
Integrity
public. The
Body.
reason we went for requesting all staff of LRA to declare their asset is because in a 2015 board resolution, the board of the LRA at that time resolved that every employee of the LRA must declare their asset. And this is very, very important considering that LRA is the agency of government that raises revenue. The role of everyone in LRA is really very important and might be prone, to, mishaps that will impede revenue collection. So that is why it was important for us to follow this mandate, even though the mandate was passed since 2015, but this feat has not been achieved, throughout these years. So with that clarification, I would like to just make my formal statement because today marks a proud and transformative moment for the Liberian Revenue Authority. We are honored to stand alongside the LACC to formally announce the LRA has become the first agency of the government of Liberia to achieve 100% asset declaration compliance for all of our staff. And this includes staff who are drivers, from drivers to janitors to office assistants, all the way up to the Commissioner General. This milestone is more than just a statistical achievement. It is a clear demonstration of our institutional commitment to transparency, accountability, and integrity in public service. As the nation's revenue authority, we recognize that trust is the cornerstone of effective tax administration. By holding ourselves to the highest standards of ethical conduct, we hope to set a precedent for others and reaffirm the public's confidence in our work as revenue collectors. We extend our sincere thanks once again to the LACC for its guidance and partnership throughout this process. This milestone is a joint success and a testament to what is possible when national institutions work together with a shared vision for a more transparent Liberia. Let me just tell you what we envision the next step to be. In the LACC role, as she mentioned to you, once assets are declared, the next step is asset verification. So we are going to be working with the LACC to make sure that these declarations, for those for whom verifications have not been conducted, verification will be conducted. And following verification, what we intend.
For her part, the chairperson of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, which partnered with the LRA during the process, praised the milestone and called on other government institutions to emulate the LRA's example. Councillor Alessandra Zoe described the development as a sign of institutional maturity and reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to supporting similar efforts across the public sector. Both institutions reaffirmed the commitment to strengthening transparency, accountability, and public trust in government service.
Integrity is not a slogan, it is a behavior, a deliberate and consistent action that must begin within the walls of our institutions. Asset declaration is one of the key pillars in our national anti-corruption framework. It serves not only to safeguard against misuse of public office, but also to build trust between government and citizens. At the LACC, we believe in collaboration, especially with institutions that are willing to walk the walk and talk the talk. Today, the LRA demonstrates that its commitment to good governance is more than rhetoric. It is a leadership by example. This move aligns squarely with Section 10 of the National Code of Conduct and the broader mandate of the LACC to promote integrity, investigate allegations of corruption, and support preventive measures across all sectors. Our partnership today signals a renewed era of interagency collaboration. We are not just witnessing asset declaration, we are witnessing institutional maturity in a culture where accountability is internalized. To all LRA staff, your decision to comply with this directive shows courage, and to other government institutions, we challenge you to follow suit. Let us make asset declaration a new norm, not a rare exception. In closing, the LACC stands ready to offer technical assistance, monitoring, and verification services to support this process. Together, we will continue to build a public service that is trusted, transparent, and truly committed to serving the Liberian people. Thank you very much.
She is the chairperson of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Alessandra Zoe, earlier speaking, was the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Double Jala. The House of Representatives has mandated its Committee on Education and Health to review a proposed act seeking to amend the amended Act of 1972, which established the John F. Kennedy Memorial Medical Center. The goal is to elevate the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts from a diploma-granting institution to a degree-granting institution. The decision was taken during the 18th day sitting of the second quarter of the second session on Wednesday, July 15, 2025. The move was initiated by the submission of a communication from Representative Augustine B. Chiwolo of Lofa County Electoral District 5. In his communication, Representative Chiwolo emphasized that since its establishment in 1945, the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts has played a pivotal role in training thousands of level healthcare professionals, including nurses, physician assistant, environmental health technician, and laboratory technician through its diploma programs which span through 2 to 3 years. The lawmaker noted that after 80 years of impactful service to Liberia health education sector, there is now a compelling need to align TNRMA's academic offering with national and international standards by enabling the institution to award bachelor's degree to its graduates. According to Representative Chiwolo, the initiative seeks to enhance the quality of healthcare education in Liberia by strengthening one of the country's most trusted institutions to better respond to modern public health challenges.
Honorable Nangwekun, Speaker, House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Reference: Submission of proposed act to amend the Amendment Act of 1972 establishing the John F. Kennedy Memorial Medical Center to elevate the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts (TNIMA) from a diploma granting institution to a degree granting institution. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I have the honor to respectfully submit to this honorable plenary a proposed act seeking to amend the Amendment Act of 1972 establishing the John F. Kennedy Memorial Medical Center, specifically for the purpose of the institution. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I have the honor to respectfully submit to this honorable plenary a proposed act seeking to amend the Amendment Act of 1972 establishing the John F. Kennedy Memorial Medical Center, specifically for the purpose of upgrading, elevating the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts from a diploma granting institution to a full degree granting institution. Distinguished colleagues, since the establishment of the Tubman National Institute of Medical Arts in 1945, 80 years ago, the institution has served as a major cornerstone in Liberia's health education sector, producing thousands of mid-level healthcare professionals, including nurses, physician assistants, environmental health technicians, and laboratory technicians, offering diplomas to graduates after 2 or 3 years of study. Liberian healthcare educational sector demands a national and global standard that now necessitates TNIMA to offer bachelor degrees to all graduates who successfully complete the institution's curriculum. Amendments seek to strengthen our health sector by improving the quality and academic standing of one of our most trusted institutions who can respond effectively to modern public health challenges. Colleagues, I respectfully request that this proposed legislation be given timely consideration and endorsement by this august body. Copy of the proposed act herewith attached. Respectfully submitted, Honorable Boston B. Chiwolo, Representative District 5, Lofa County.
She is the chief clerk of the House of Representatives, Madam Major Zion, there speaking. With barely 12 hours to the much publicized July 17 Enough is Enough protest, the lead organizer has raised alarm over alleged police intimidation against peaceful citizens assembling to express their grievances against the ruling Unity Party government. Moba Molu described the abrupt move by the Liberia National Police on late Tuesday at Truth FM, where one of these staunch supporters of the protest had gone to honor an interview as a calculated plan to intimidate peaceful citizens ahead of the protest. The former politician turned civil society advocate alleged that the huge police presence at Truth FM on the night of Tuesday, July 15, was a calculated attempt to intimidate Jokon Gray from rallying members for the protest. Jokon Gray, alias Yellow Machine, is a president of the Supreme Motorcycle Union of Liberia. It is reported that Jokon is a member of the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change-led government. Jokon has been since mobilizing in various parts of Monrovia for the protest. Molu urged the Bakaikond Unity Party government to uphold the Constitution That's their constitutional right of individuals that will be involved in the protest and disengage from provoking any form of violence.
17 peaceful protest. Unfortunately, while he was on radio discussing details of the protest, without any provocation, without breaking any laws, without establishing any basis for an arbitrary police action, the Liberian National Police of Gregor surrounded the Truth FM premises, intimidated and threatened because of his outspokenness on issues of national interest, particularly the plain July 17 peaceful protest. That is this occasion to remind President Boakai, whatever affects Trocon Grade is your responsibility. I don't know how you think you can intimidate or forestall a mass-based, people-driven process that is deemed to occur regardless of police approval or otherwise. Your attempt at intimidating, your attempt at creating fear, panic, and pandemonium is not going to deter the success of this particular planned protest. It's not going to deter the success of this peaceful, not violent, democratic right. The people with us.
He is then National Chairman Moluba Molu. The Lofa County Electoral District 2 Representative Julie Weah has strongly backed a proposal from House Speaker Regina Mbekon calling for women's reserved seat in the legislature. Recently, Speaker Kon vowed to present a proposal seeking to reserve 10 seats exclusively for women during general and legislative election. Expressing her support for the proposal, Representative Weah underscored that the move reflects a significant step toward increasing women's participation in national decision-making processes at the legislature. She emphasized that women are mostly marginalized for elected seats in Liberian body parties. The Lofa County representative noted that having 11 elected women lawmakers from 103 seats in the 55th National Legislature points to a political marginalization of gender equality. Representative Julie Weah said embracing the proposal for women reserved seats will place Liberia among the Committee of Nations with Women's Gender Quartet in politics. He added that move will significantly impact women's voices in legislative decision-making processes.
Are less represented. As you can speak, as we can see right now, out of 73 lawmakers, we have only 8 seats. And with that, most of the legislation, maybe that will be able to help more women, children, and even the country. It's difficult breaking it through because we are less. So we are appealing to our colleagues to allow us to have extra seats. So hearing this news championed by the speaker is a good news for all women. And we applaud that. The reason is the women are less. Securing extra seats, adding to the 8, for example, is 18. All right? But if you open it right now, you're the men, you are so powerful. It's just by luck and by blessing you find some of us keep coming back. But the men, you fight very, very strong. So creating a special seat only for women to contest, that gave Liberia a very good recognition in the world. So we find it difficult in getting to be heard. So if we are more, we bring more ideas because we come from different backgrounds. The women, we face the people, we do more interactions with our citizens. For example, I'm a mother of maybe 4 children. Those 4 children, I'm closer to them than even the men because the men go out every day to work and I have to take care of them. So I will know more about them than the father. So most of the time, I have to tell the father what to do. So with that, it's the same with the House. Getting more women, especially from different backgrounds, different careers, it will help Liberia in developing most of the legislation.
She is Lofa County District 2 Representative Julie Weir. The opposition National Patriotic Party has distanced the party from the July 17, 2025 protest led by the Solidarity for a New Day, led by Mobile Model Name and Star Enough is Enough protest. The National Executive Committee of the opposition National Patriotic Party has described the nomenclature of the July 17 Enough is Enough protest as a
Party has called onto question the Enough is Enough protest organized by STEM as a misrepresentation of the reality in Liberia. The NPP believes that while all may not be well,
leaders and supporters of the protest lack the moral ground to stage a protest. According to Addison, NPP consider the organizers of the protest unpatriotic and dishonest, arguing that they are trying to nurse the political wounds from the 2023 election defeats.
the party has called onto question the Enough is Enough protest organized by STEM as a misrepresentation of the reality in Liberia. The NPP believes that while all may not be well in the country, the approach of STEM and its collaborators and the inscription given to their planned protest cannot suffice to be declared enough is enough. To declare that enough is enough means that things have broken beyond preparations and there's an urgent need for rescue. Currently, enough cannot be enough because the government of President Joseph Yima Boakasian has not lost track of his arrest agenda for inclusive development. Other than this, the National Patriotic Party NPP considers the organizers of this protest as unpatriotic and dishonest people trying to nourish the wounds of the past. The NPP believes that majority of the organizers and supporters of the Enough is Enough protests are some of the most dishonest fellows who lack the credentials and pre-agreed to assess the performance of the democratic system, a system they bypassed when they had the opportunity to make the difference. The National Patriotic Party distanced itself from the planned protest and calls on all of its partisans, friends, sympathizers, and well-wishers to stay away from any odd activities leading to the protest.
He is the Director for Press and Public Affairs at the National Patriotic Party, Bobby Addison, there speaking. The House of Representatives has received a communication from Representative Mustafa Warite of Babolu County Electoral District 3 submitting 3 legislative bills for enactment. The proposed legislation includes bills seeking to create the city of Bama in Babolu County, a bill to establish the township of Weswa in Bama District, and a bill seeking the establishment of the township of Kongba, also in Babolu County. Representative Warite says the creation of these new administrative areas will open the door for economic development and provide much needed job opportunities for citizens across the country.
The 55th Legislature, Capital Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Reference: Submission of the bill seeking to create a city of Bama in Babolu County, the township of Wesua in Bama District, Babolu County, and the township Kongba in Kongba District, Babolu County. The Honorable Speaker, with compliments and with praise for the level of professionalism you have brought to this Accord body, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and distinguished colleagues, I wish to submit the following bills for legislation. The bill seeking to create the city of Bama in Babolu County, the bill seeking to establish a township of Wesua in Bama District, the bill seeking to establish a township of Kongba in Babolu County. The Local Government Act of 2018 in Liberia in the legislation that governs the establishment and function of the government, including the creation of city and townships. The Act outlines the framework for decentralized Griswa, and Comba are heavily populated and have all facilities to become a city and township consistent with the act establishing the Ministry of Internal Affairs and the city ordinance. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Deputy Speaker, and distinguished colleagues, the establishment of the city and township in Gbavolu County will boost economic activities and create employment opportunities of the residents. In lieu of the aforementioned, I crave the indulgence of this August body to consider the establishment of the city and township. Best regard, Honorable Mustafa Warity, Representative District 3, Gbavolu County.
She's Chief Clerk Madras Sion reading the bills. Grand Cape County Senator Faba Dabla has
from my experience, even Cape Continuous come and raise issue about the administration, and we seek clarity from the superintendent through writing or verbal. We do not get that necessary which makes it difficult for.
Speaking during Tuesday, July 15, 2025, at the County Local Authority Senate hearing, Senator Dabla Fabla revealed that despite repeated verbal and written attempts to seek clarity from the superintendent and county council on administrative and fiscal matters, no meaningful responses have been received. She noted that this growing lack of communication has disrupted coordination and made it difficult for senators to fulfill their oversight roles effectively, especially in the face of differing administrative interpretation and leadership gaps at the local level. According to Senator Baba Dabla, the situation is even more troubling given that it is the legislature that actively advocates and appropriates public funding for the counties, including both county development funds and social development funds contributed by companies operating within their jurisdiction.
From my experience, even Cape Continuous come and raise issue about the administration, and we seek clarity from the superintendent through writing or verbal. We do not get that necessary redress, which makes it difficult for coordination. I know when we are in leadership, people have different ideas as to how we should proceed. So people interpret the way they think and bring it to the leaders. So the only way a leader is in a balanced position to respond to issues raised is by hearing from the other side. In addition to that, this very legislature advocates and appropriate fundings to this county. Some of them through the county development funds, and some that are opportune to have social development funds. Those are monies intended for our counties. As leaders of those counties, we should be informed about some of the undertakings that those fundings are directed to. It will interest you to know that we have been here with this new administration a year and a half. Monies are being appropriated through the government budget and through the social development fund from companies that operate in our country. To this moment, I haven't received a single report for the last fiscal year. I do not have a single plan for the current fiscal year. That makes oversight very difficult, if not impossible. And this is not a fair way to coordinate. So this is my concern.
She is Grand Cape County Senator Fabla Dabla there speaking. The Restoring Hope Foundation is shifting its third anniversary celebration into an anti-drugs campaign. The decision comes as a result of the growing number of drugs users in Liberia, particularly among young people, which has become a major public health and security concern. The campaign is scheduled to take place on July 26-2025 in Claratown and will focus on raising awareness about the dangers of shisha and other harmful substances. Organizer says the event will prioritize community engagement, education, and outreach as a way to confront the alarming rise in substance abuse across the country. Ambassador Maxine Pacquiao, executive director of the foundation, says the new direction of the celebration reflects the organization's broader mission to advocate for vulnerable population and support youth development. His recent appointment to the board of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency by President Joseph Boakai further positioned him to contribute to national anti-drugs efforts through both advocacy and policy.
Which happened to be my birthday as well, was the day I launched it in the United Kingdom. Yeah, the third anniversary will be this July 26, 2025. And we have decided to continue with our activities such as increasing awareness raising and against substance abuse in Liberia. So this July 26, on our third anniversary celebration, we are hoping to be in Claratown the whole day. We have anticipated spending the whole day in Claratown, raising awareness, having fun at the same time, engaging with the young people, all age groups as well. And so this is what we have in the pipeline. On 26, with third anniversary, we are going to engage in vigorous awareness raising against substance abuse in Claratown. But especially we will be highlighting the issue and the effect of shisha that is growing in Liberia day by day. The young people are smoking shisha, beyond belief, and because we found out through our research that shisha is so dangerous. So we will highlight the issue of shisha that day as we continue to raise awareness against substance. Last night I saw somebody send me.
Meanwhile, Pacquiao has also weighed in on the conduct of public protests in Liberia, cautioning that while citizens have the constitutional right to demonstrate, such action must remain peaceful and responsible. He warned that violent or chaotic protests undermine democratic values and reduce the chances of meaningful dialogue between citizens and authorities. Ambassador Pacquiao stressed that maintaining order during protests will protect public safety and ensure that legitimate concerns are heard and addressed. According to Pacquiao, national development depends on not just on holding leaders accountable, but also on how responsibly citizens engage in the democratic process.
Somebody sent me a communication or copy of the communication from the Ministry of Justice. I understand there will be a protest on the 17th of this month, a couple of days from now. Accordingly, some citizens are feeling disenchanted with the government because they have the absolute right constitutionally. The only thing I have to say about this, in continuation of providing my pieces of advice, as the Constitution gives us the right to exercise it by virtue of organizing and participating in protest. We should also be cognizant of the fact that the same Constitution states that where your rights begins, another man will start from there. Let's go out there with clear conscience as to why are we going. Let's go out there with due courtesy and respect for everyone, regardless of those that are not participating in the protest, but we want to just pass by and go to work, go and sell their cold water or so. Let's respect be there. And if at all police cordon is somewhere and group of people are going through that particular line and you are asked not to cross the police cordon, I think respect should be there, and so that to avoid confrontation. Take the route that you have earmarked. If it was done so, that you're passing through these routes, you are assembling at this point, and you're passing through this route, you are going to
He is the executive director of Restoring Hope Foundation, Ambassador Mike Singh Bakio. Finance Minister Augustin Ray Gafwan has strongly cautioned former Finance Minister Samuel Tuey against what he termed as deliberate attempts to smear his head and reputation. The caution follows allegations made by former Minister Tuey last week in which he accused Minister Gafwan of authorizing the reallocation of the COVID-19 stimulus fund to the school feeding program. Minister Gafwan clarified that the reallocation was confirmed by him, but only after it was proposed by former Minister Tuer during his tenure. Gafwan emphasized that the process
difficulties my colleague is in,
documented. He further revealed that the World Food Program recognized and supported the decision, channeling over 80% of the funds, amounting to more than $900 million into the government consolidated account. Minister Gafwan advised the former minister to concentrate on his ongoing corruption trial rather than resorting to public accusation aimed at damaging his character.
As my colleague is saying, I wish him well and I always wish him well. But to try to drag me in things that obviously I'm not a part of, the insinuation, don't mind all that stuff about, no. You put it out there, you try to give cannon fodder to colleagues, and they took liberties on my character. And I tell my colleague, desist from that. Desist from that.
A follow-up to that.
Desist from that.
At the latter part.
Let me say this. Let me land on this. Because people took liberties on my character. You know what happened? As we speak, the WFP had to continue a part of the program because they couldn't shut down. So they were giving $234,000. They can come and come for the money. We told the WFP, send the government portion to the consolidated fund. Can someone who wants to steal government money tell people to send money to the consolidated fund where the Auditor General of the Republic of Liberia will have an eye and will audit? As we speak, on July 3rd, the 80% of the government money, I think $937,000, hit the government account. It is there.
His Finance Minister Augustin Ray Gafwan there speaking. The North Central Alliance has termed the pending July 17 protest being organized by the Solidarity Trust for a New Day, led by Mobile Molo as purposeless. NCL National President Anthony J. Allison Bako
a regional citizen movement comprising of Bakulu, Bomb,
unprofitable distraction to citizens and the governance of the states. Allison is of the conviction that the protest is meaningless while questioning the moral standing of the protest leader Mobile Molo. Anthony Bako characterized the protest as not being a civil demonstration, alleging that the protest was designed by the former ruling Coalition for Democratic Change.
A regional citizen movement comprising of Bakulu, Bomb, Lofa, Magibi, and Nimbakam has described the pending Enough is Enough set for tomorrow, July 17, 2025, as purposeless and unprofitable distraction to the Liberian people and the governance of the Republic. We call on our citizens from member countries to keep away from such protests because it lacks definition and intended only for a mere political show to distract normal activities within Monrovia. The NCA believes that the planned demonstration is not only meaningless but calls into question the moral standing and patriotic appeal and sincerity of the organizer of a disrupted public show that is geared towards undermining the genuine development drive of the government, the smooth democratic process of the country, and the peace and gains made locally and internationally. The NCA further accentuates that the planned demonstrations organized by SAN is not a civil society demonstration, but a CDC orchestration, which the organizers are shying away from admit. The NCA warns the organizers that if the peace of the people is struck by the consequences of such will be unimaginable and cause as the NCA will hold them accountable for the disruption of the peace.
If you just joining us, it's a reminder that you're listening to K News at 6, a 45 minutes presentation of news about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our one way. On today's presentation, my name is Benjamin Keba. And now to this development, Grand Cape County Senator Simeon Taylor has raised concern over alleged financial misconduct by his county superintendent and members of the county council, accusing them of paying themselves benefits without legislative approval and refusing to provide budgetary report. Speaking during the Senate hearing on Tuesday, July 15, 2025, Senator Taylor stated that since the establishment of the county council, there has been no formal engagement between local authorities and the county legislative caucus. He alleged that the officials are operating without transparency, ignoring Section 2.9 of the Local Government Act and actively disrespecting lawmakers who are request financial accountability. According to the senator, both he and his colleagues have made written requests for expenditure report but have received no response from the local authorities. In response, Internal Affairs Minister Francis Yumale acknowledged that local authorities are not to receive compensation
to the best of my
such payments are approved by the legislature and included in the national budget. He admitted there may be imbalance where local authorities and or officials have failed to report appropriately and express regret over those shortcomings. Minister Yumali informed the Senate that on December 14, 2025, he wrote to the President of Liberia and the Speaker of the House of Representatives requesting the legislature to define compensation guidelines and appropriate the necessary budgetary support for county council. He emphasized that the ministry is committed to addressing any violation once formal complaints are submitted.
Honorable members of the Senate, to the best of my recollection, up to where I sit under oath, having received any complaint from any senator for that matter against any of my county officials. I am not saying nothing has happened. I have no written record from any senator complaining to the best of my knowledge. I do know that the Honorable Senator of Bapulu, Senator Bodo Kane, wrote a complaint of the Superintendent of Bapulu direct to the President of the Republic of Liberia. And that letter was attention to the Minister of State for investigation and further action, and not to me. And so that complaint did not come to me. What I also remember is that it was in a
Minister Francis Yumale. And now to draw down the curtain on today's edition of K News at 6, we take our foreign development where U.S. has deported 5 people who it described as criminal illegal aliens to the Southern African Kingdom of Eswatini. On board the flight were 5 deportees from Vietnam, Jamaica, Laos, Cuba, and Yemen who have been convicted of crimes ranging from child rape to murder, U.S. Homeland Security Department Assistant Secretary Tricia McCullin said in an online post. Eswatini, the last absolute monarch in Africa, said it acknowledged widespread concern within the country regarding the deportation. Well, on that note, we draw down the curtain on today's edition of K News at 6. It's been a joint effort from our News and Current Affairs Department here at Cool 91.9. For and on behalf of the entire news team, my name is Benjamin Gabriel Kaba. Good evening from Pinsville.